Hi guys, uh, today's lesson is on cardiovascular system. So this system is considered among one of the most important system in human body, where it is responsible to uh, distribute oxygen through the blood system to the working muscle. It is hoped that by the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand the structures and function of cardiovascular system. And number two, you should be able to explain cardiac cycle. Right. For this topic, we are discussing both anatomical structure and also physiological function of this system interchangeably. Uh, in a slide, there are combination of those two elements. Okay. Okay. Let's proceed with the cardiac system. Okay. Human cardiac muscle or heart consists of four chambers, two upper chamber and two lower chamber. We got two atrium and two ventricle. We got right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, and left ventricle. So blood will enter the cardiac system through the right atrium and leave the cardiac system through left ventricle. Here are some important features of human heart. Okay, the wall of cardiac muscle is thick, okay, especially at the ventricle chamber. This is important for contain the high pressure of beating heart, right? And we got the separator at the middle part of the heart. We call it as septum. So septum will divide left and right side of human heart. And in order to make sure uniform flow of blood flow, or we can say to prevent from backflow of the blood during heart contraction, then human hearts equipped with several valves. So we got a semilunar valve that prevent from blood flow from atrium to ventricle, and we have a bicuspid valve, or we call it also mitral valve, and tricuspid valve that prevent from backflow of uh, uh, blood from ventricle to atrium. So, the normal function of the heart should consist of good valve. Then we can make sure the capacity of heart to pump out the blood at the highest, at the optimum level. The cardiovascular system is highly associated with what we call it a respiration system, whereby oxygen enrichment take place in the lung. So if you see this figure, uh, the heart will pump deoxygenated blood from the heart to the lung through the pulmonary artery. So in the lung, oxygen enrichment takes place, where oxygen will diffuse into the blood and carbon dioxide will diffuse out through the lung to the atmosphere. So the oxygenated blood will return to the heart through the pulmonary vein and will be pumped out to throughout the body through the aorta. So once the oxygen being used by the cell, working cell, the byproduct of a metabolism, for example, carbon dioxide, will be removed from the cardiovascular system through the uh, vena cava. So vena cava will the deoxygenated blood return to the heart through the vena cava, and this cycle keep repeated. In cardiovascular system, we can say that there are two types of circulation. The first one is pulmonary, whereby the deoxygenated blood from the heart circulate or pump up to the respiratory system. So oxygen enrichment take place in the through the pulmonary circulation. Why? The second circulation is systemic. Okay, systemic means the distribution of oxygenated blood from the uh, heart through the aorta throughout the body. So blood vessel is considered part of cardiovascular system. So there are three types of blood vessel that play a vital function in uh, delivery of blood, i.e., oxygen and also carbon dioxide. If you see the anatomical structure of each blood vessel, either artery, vein, and capillary, they are significantly different in terms of thickness of the vessel wall. For example, if you see the outer wall of artery compared to vein, artery, the outer wall much thicker than vein. Same goes to inner layer. Okay, this distinct feature of those two artery and vein due to the pressure contained by artery is relatively higher than vein. That's why it requires thicker layer of vessel wall. And if you see the lumen, the central tube of artery and vein, both both are different. It is narrow in artery but wide in vein. This is very important to provide low pressure in the vein because we and also high pressure in the artery because we supply the blood we have to have sufficient pressure to make sure the blood flow through the vessel. And for the capillary, they are only one cell thick. This is very important for diffusion of oxygen through the thin vessel wall. This figure shows the interrelated between those three vessels. So artery carry oxygenated blood from the heart, and then it it with the high pressure, and slowly the pressure gradually lower when it's passed through the capillary. So capillary will release the oxygen and take carbon dioxide, and then the blood will continue flowing to the vein. So the vein carry the deoxygenated blood back to the heart for oxygen enrichment and also removal of CO2. Okay. As mentioned earlier, okay, valve is one of the important features in cardiovascular system. Okay, if you notice, only a vein uh, equipped with valve. Okay, the reason is if we compare to artery doesn't need a valve because the pressure is high in the artery system, so it will push the blood in form of uniflow. But in vein, the pressure is very low. So that's why it requires valve to prevent backflow. Some information on the heart during exercise. So heartbeat can be measured based on heart rate or pulse rate. It is expressed in beats per minute. Normally, during resting time, our human heart beat in the range of 70 to 75 beats per minute. However, the rate will increase during exercise. Actually, not only heart rates will be influenced during exercise period, there are also stroke volume. Okay, the stroke volume is the amount of blood pumped every time left ventricle contract. Okay, so cardiac output is a result of stroke volume times heart rate. So cardiac output is another factor that influence the capacity of that particular person in doing exercise. So, the immediate response in doing exercise, the only parameter that we respond is heart rate. It will increase abruptly, drastically when doing exercise. But chronically, when we doing exercise, it we can increase the stroke volume, but then the heart rate maintain. Here we can provide some sort of less work for the heart to function. So even though heart rate is low, but stroke volume is high in order to produce high cardiac output to maintain the high demand of exercising muscle. The chronic exercise will change the anatomical structure of the heart, where the heart get bigger, okay, and then the muscular wall become thicker and stronger. So that's why the stroke volume relatively higher than sedentary person hearts. So when a fit person doing exercise, the heart can beat faster and produce greater force compared to sedentary one. I think that's all for this topic, cardiovascular system. If you have any question, feel free to contact me through my email. Thank you.